Today Mr. J and I have come out for a couple of hours and we are visiting Tintern Abbey, which is it is a historic abbey, ruins, well, partial ruins, and it's absolutely amazing here. I've been here a couple of times before, but it's the first time that Mr. J has been here. So now we're in the main body of the abbey itself, which is where I would guess most of the worship would have happened, or at least the public worship. If indeed they did public worshipping and it wasn't just for the monks who lived here, I'm fairly sure, as it's an abbey, it would have had lots of people coming to visit it. I'm just getting to one end so that you can get a sense of scale, because this is an enormous building. These huge great pieces of carved stone are column heads that would have sat originally on top of columns going along the sides, or possibly even through the centre of this abbey. Beautiful. Every Cistercian abbey is dedicated to the Virgin Mary, Mother of Jesus. Her statue would have been prominently sited within the church. In 2007, the sculptor Philip Chatfield carved this figure inspired by the 13th century original, pieces of which still survive here. Really, this place is so beautiful, and there are about 5 more couples visiting it today. So there is this very still, very quiet feeling about the whole place, and it's very lovely. I don't know why I'm whispering, so I don't need to be whispering, but it is very lovely here. So the section of the ruins that I'm walking through now are somewhat less complete. The walls are about 2 to 3 feet high, and this was, I was just reading, this was the infirmary, which wasn't always just for people who are unwell, but also for people who are older, to live out their years peacefully and quietly and in more care. So this is for the monks who had got older, and back in those days, I would guess by about 40 you were pretty old. And where I'm standing now is the infirmary kitchen with, well, what looks like a massive bathtub, but it's obviously not. It's either a sink for washing and draining, or a fire pit for cooking over. This oak tree was planted, there's a plaque down here that says, this oak tree was planted in 1911 to commemorate the coronation of King George V. And for a tree that's only 107 years old, it's a pretty big tree. Although the sun is out today, it is still mightily cold, so Mr. J and I are going to finish our look around and then head back home, and as usual find a cup of tea and get warm and dry again.